Hello guys, it's the Caribbean Bookworm, and today I'm bringing you another Stephen King book haul. This book haul is basically going to be a book haul for April and May, but since the only books I've gotten in these 2 months are Stephen King books, thus we're doing another Stephen King book haul. So without further ado, here we go. First one up is Just After Sunset by Stephen King, and it's a short story collection, and it's obviously secondhand. I bought it just because it was really cheap, and it was on King's Day, which is a Dutch celebration, and I got this one for about 2 Antillean guilders, which is less than I think about $1.50. So yeah, I had to buy it because it's Stephen King. Next one up is Bag of Bones, and I heard this one's a supernatural thriller, also by Stephen King, a hardback version. And I heard great things about this book, and the story of it intrigues me. I also heard it has a TV miniseries, but of course I haven't watched it, so after getting to this one, I'd like to see that as well. Next one up is another short story collection, and it's Hearts in Atlantis. This one has a direct Doctor tie-in, I heard, and is also a movie. And I'm really curious about this one since I don't know much about what it's about. The only thing I know is that it has some short story collection like Low Man in Yellow Coats that ties into another book that I'll be mentioning, and the Dark Tower series, of course. The next ones up are two books of the same universe, and that is The Talisman by Peter Straub and Stephen King, and its sequel, which is Black House, also by Peter Straub and Stephen King. I heard great things about these two novels, and I heard that this one is an epic adventure that involves multiverse traveling back and forth. This one as well, since it's part of the same universe. And I heard that it has a lot of similar themes along with the Dark Tower. Again, I'm referencing the Dark Tower a lot. It's because I'm really excited to get through that series. But first, book by book. But I heard great things about this book, and there are rumors that I think Steven Spielberg wants to make an adaptation of this novel. So it's right up there on my Stephen King bucket list to read list. So I'll be reading this one very soon. Next one up is the book that I just mentioned that I'm going to be mentioning pretty soon, and that is Insomnia by Stephen King. Another Dark Tower tie-in. No, but without mentioning the Dark Tower now, I heard that Insomnia is pretty interesting, and I heard that it's pretty weird, and that's coming from people who've read a lot of Stephen King books. And just from the description on the backside alone, that intrigues me a lot. Because one, it's an old protagonist, something you don't get always, and two, there isn't a lot of like details given at like when going into this book, so you don't know a lot about it, and I like that about a book, and especially a Stephen King book. Another thing is it takes place in Derry, Maine, and you guys know which other story takes place in Derry, Maine, or which other Stephen King story. And yeah, you know that Maine is a weird place. So Insomnia, I'll definitely be excited to read this one, but I read it like when I'm reading the Dark Tower books as a sort of like an interval book. And last but certainly not least is a book that just arrived today, and I haven't opened it yet, but it's from Book Depository. Now, if she's watching this video right now, she obviously knows like how I got this book and which book it is. So you guys don't know, and that's good. The book I've received as a gift, or more of a giveaway win, is drum roll, Misery by Stephen King. This is a classic Stephen King book, and so many people recommended me to read this book. I haven't given it a lot of thought, but when looking more and more into it, I've decided, you know what, I have to read this book. So when there was a chance for a giveaway, book giveaway, I decided, and it was coincidentally a Stephen King fan, another Stephen King fan on YouTube. I'll leave the link to her channel down below. She's awesome. You have to check her out. She has these awesome holder editions of the Stephen King books, which I'm completely jealous of. But you have to check her channel out for the Stephen King book reviews. It's amazing, and I'll probably read this one very soon. It looks like a very short read, so I'm curious to read Misery. So that's it for my Stephen King book haul, guys, and I'm sorry for the dogs barking in the background. It's a noisy neighborhood. So stay tuned and see you guys soon. Bye.